I found it. I can't believe I finally found it. I'm over the freaking moon. I have been looking ever since I moved a couple of years ago for my box. And in this box, I have stacks of tested and failed and improved and tested and researched and failed or wild successes of recipes. And I don't mean food recipes. So let me tell you how this started. A long time ago, I got an allergy to eggs. And when I got that allergy to eggs, what happened was it made me start reading the backs of labels. I'd get a product and I'd be like, oh, what is that ingredient? So then I'd start looking at ingredients. Let's say I'm looking at this ingredient, right? And I'm looking at the ingredients, I'm like, oh. So I have like a package of toothpaste. And this is really where it all started. So I'm looking at the ingredients on the back of my toothpaste. And so here I go. Just looking and I'm like, sodium hydroxide. I've made my own soap before, right? And so for those of you who've never made your own soap, sodium hydroxide is a lye, right? And I don't mean like when you have soap that you're rubbing on your skin. Yes, lye is used to make the soap. But because of the chemical reactions with the lye, that's what saponifies or soap creates the soap material, is by adding the lye to the soap that you use on your skin. But when the lye is raw, like what I'm understanding in the freaking toothpaste, when the lye is raw in there, that's dangerous. No wonder they tell you not to swallow your toothpaste. So what happens? I start reading everything. And I don't mean just everything. I mean everything. I start reading crazy bits of everything. And so in my quest of learning, and I happen to have a family, like here's an experiment that failed. I happen to have a mother. She's no longer with us, but at the time, and this is many years ago. And by the way, my allergy to eggs disappeared as well. So that can happen. Something comes on, something goes away. But that's a whole side topic. Long story short, I consulted with my mother on some of the things. My grandmother was already gone when I went on this journey, but she would have had all kinds of things. But we did have her notes of things that she used to do, or the tried and true things that she did. That was a good starting point. But because we have access to so many different things, that it's not just tribal knowledge that has made its way down, it's research that other people have done, and a researcher by nature. So in this particular case, just because somebody says, hey, let's use baking soda and whatever the other ingredient was for shampoo, my brain twists gears and says, does that have the right pH level? Because wouldn't that mess with the pH level of your scalp and eventually give you some dandruff? The answer is probably. It might work for some very, very well. It depends on what your own skin type is. So things are different for different people, but I tend to test pH on everything. And I'm not a chemist by any means, but when it comes to making things for my own body products, I've been experimenting for so many years that I seriously considered writing a book. So what did I find? I found all of my notes for writing that book with all of the recipes. And some of these recipes I just had memorized because I made them so many times over and over and over again. And so, yeah, I had them memorized. And some of the experiments that I had, like, what was this one? Oh, shoot, this is actually a really good experiment on what the final result of the pH balanced deodorant was. I did move back to buying Tom's because it's convenient and I stopped making my own, but the best recipe that I had come up with. I mean, we're talking about things like dishwashing liquid, dishwasher liquid, there are two different ones, one's too bubbly, hand soap, body cream, everything. I've got lip gloss and anyway, my stash, I found it. So I might actually intermix with the crafts and painting and art with products that I make, whether it be art supply products, because I have a lot of those recipes already stored in a different journal. So I'm happy to make some art supply recipes. But then there's some other recipes, like the hairspray is the best hairspray that you'll ever use if you like to still run your fingers through your hair and yet have it hold and not have the crazy fly away from the humidity in some places or the dryness in other places. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Take care.